get out of the side of the stage.
Oh no, who wins? Who wins? It was Mute!
I am a Peach believer. The first two rankings, a Peach main ranked number 4 and number 2 in the world of professional Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. While the former best Peach's absence is beyond the scope of this video, it was destined that someone would take up the crown and smack the competition. Peach is not an easy character to pilot, but once one becomes efficient enough, the keys to the kingdom are unlocked. Peach has amongst the highest damaging combos across the cast. Multitude of ways to fish for her combo starters, absurd combo trees, threatening KO ranges, and some RNG to boot. And perhaps one of the best game-breaking mechanics specifically in Smash Ultimate, float. We have not seen a Peach this scary since before the pandemic, and now we must ready ourselves as MuteAce has truly ascended at Patchwork 2024.
Oh, another shot. Are you joking, bro?
MuteAce is far from a newcomer competitor to Smash. Consistently securing top 8 placements in major tournaments, the Smash 4 veteran has been a Peach specialist for almost a decade at this point, always in contention of the top 3 Peach players in the world. Yet, something was missing. Something that prevented him from touching that upper echelon of this game. And today, I believe he's recently found that something. Amidst a stellar performance, MuteAce faced a crushing loss to MKLeo and got in second place at Genesis 9. Later that same year, he placed 3rd at Rewire Fest, but not before eliminating Spargo by doing this.
The Swordsman Classic, the empty jump into the turnaround F-tip. You see all the swordsmen do it in this game. Cloud, of course, no exception. Vector, though, coming out right here.
What is it? Is this MuteAce? Is he alive? Did he just win? MuteAce takes it over Spargo.
The signs of greatness were always there. MuteAce ranked number 20 for the year 2023. Perhaps his in-game tag Reclaimer signifies MuteAce's plans to reclaim Peach's throne atop the Smash meta. If there's anything that's instantly recognizable about Peach, it must be her float mechanic. Float is integral to Peach's identity, and in Ultimate, it truly soars high above most other techniques in this game. Float grants Peach access to instant ground height aerials, which is to say, moves like fair, bair, dare, and up air for all intents and purposes are essentially ground moves. While Peach has always had float, in Smash Ultimate the mechanic became meta-defining. Ultimate's game engine has had some things easier to perform while giving them drawbacks. If you press jump and attack at the same time, the game will always give you a short hop aerial. To balance this, Sakurai and company subsequently nerfed the damage output. So as a result, performing short hop aerials, every character deals less damage. Ease of use, less powerful, balance as all things should be. Thanos would be proud. This encourages every character to do full hops in neutral for harder hitting combos. Every character, that is, except for our princess. With float, Peach's aerials will always do full damage. Most rising aerials are unsafe, hence why early on, the meta has been optimizing falling aerials in neutral. Peach laughs at such limitations. She is a princess after all. Float aerials are safe, potential combo starters, conditions the opponents to shield, thus built-in mix-ups for free grabs, and are hard punishes. Float allows for extended aerial pressure, ambiguous movement, and she excels at applying pressure both on and off stage. This is her stage, she controls it, and she will decide if you're allowed back in. As if that wasn't enough, the turnips change the landscape of a match the instant they are plucked. While holding a turnip, Peach can still perform all of her arrows out of a float. Turnips grant access to insane zero to deaths, edge guards, combo extenders, and some good old-fashioned projectiles. That's all without going into the RNG elements of a turnip. Stitch faces are insane to rack up percents, Mr. Saturn's break shields, and of course, the bomb to blow up stocks. Peach's advantage state, neutral, and disadvantage are all stellar. Her tools are versatile, and I believe can handle just about any matchup in this game. So what are some disadvantages? Well, she's slow and can have some issues dealing with projectile-focused characters. Someone would think Peanut, one of the best Mega Mans in the world, this will be an easy shoo-in for the Blue Bomber. In my opinion, Peach's only limitation is her player base's ability to clutch up and perform. Beyond the combos, mind games, and technical mastery, one thing that defines MuteAce as a player is patience. After steamrolling through pulls and narrowly defeating Jiaozo 3-2, MuteAce was able to overcome the Mega Menace 3-1 and advance to winners semis.
Best single option in so many situations. The get up.
But your highness didn't stop there. Sonic has been a meta-defining character over the last year or so, and Wrath, a top 3 Sonic player from Georgia, has been making remarkable bracket runs as of late. With all that speed, it's too bad he couldn't take an inch. MuteAce commits to timeout matches versus the Sonic that wants you to overcommit and lose easy neutral exchanges. Even with a slow character like Peach, MuteAce takes his time. Knowing a long, arduous battle is ahead, he picks his spots expertly. Wrath needed to play a little less safe and make some more moves as he could not catch a break. A clean 3-0. Not what anyone expected, but it does go to show a couple things about MuteAce. 1. His diligence in studying meta matchups and Ultimate. 2. His unwavering stage control. And 3. His long-awaiting claim to being the very best Peach main in the world. But can all that discipline and excellence handle the personification of rage against the machine? Cola, who may have just redefined aggression in Smash, has made his triumphant return to competition and is setting ablaze all expectations of him. Completing a reverse 3-0 comeback against one of the hottest hands of the year, Cola destroys Shattuck and meets MuteAce in Winners Final. They have both scrapped and parasoled their ways to get here. Aggression versus discipline. The unstoppable train versus the immovable object. Cola versus MuteAce. Which of these veterans has what it takes to overcome all obstacles?
You can ask for it as much as you want, but I don't think MuteAce is ready to relinquish this huge lead they have.
We gotta work for it. Exactly. I mean, it feels like the item play has been solid for MuteAce to a point where a low float nair and
The rest of the hitboxing would work out. We get the
oh my god!
I wish.
A bold choice, and it
Saturday. Hitbox stage as long as possible. You know the deal. Playing with the damn double chance, but not able to get anything off of it. And then why did you do that? This is prime territory for that combo that I hate to come out.
Okay. He has been going for a lot of aerial side B, especially when you sweep up with the upper versions of it, just to get more juggle opportunities. The up airs has been something that he's been getting a lot of damage off of. Good bread and butter for him. But
Much scares you in about 30 seconds ago, and we just get another chance to get a free gun in there. In the corner, forward air, perfect.
MuteAce is more well-versed at just find a back air. I don't know, that's what I'm talking about. The risk reward is starting to show the cracks.
That was probably another side B. Starting his floats with this wave bounce side B, and then once you get the first hit, you just pretty floaters, you kind of time it with the rest of the drill. Oh, another
A third.
joking, bro.
A third.
Come on. How lucky can one person get?
MuteAce advances to Grand Finals. We now must backtrack to a name we haven't heard from in quite a while. The villain of Smash. Zomba has been relatively quiet since his Genesis 10 win. He's been to a few tournaments, but has been shut down early in fact. Rarely making it to top 8, and his efforts in Japan, well, he's one of the many who are washed out in the East. But the season is long. As they say, slow and steady wins the race. Rob has always had an X factor for, no pun intended, robbing stocks. Zomba would lose a close 3-2 set versus Wrath, but wouldn't let that deter him. After sending Apollo Kage and Peanut home, Zomba snuffs out Shattuck's hope for glory, defeating him 3-1. In the rematch against Wrath, Zomba took a cue from MuteAce's playbook of neutral and spring riots of Sonic 3-0 out of town, making their winner set look like an accident. In losers finals, Zomba must face against Cola. Down 2-0, the only way to put out a fire without any water is to deprive it of oxygen. Zomba smothers, edge guards, juggles, and overall just isn't fazed by Cola's aggressive play, earning himself a trip to Grand Finals. The bad guy is back. Does our hero MuteAce have what it takes to stop Zomba? MuteAce's last major win was back at Riptide 2023 against less experienced opponents over a year ago. Zomba, on the other hand, has been a consistent threat throughout the year, winning one of the biggest tournaments in 2024. Is this a foregone conclusion?
Another one. I was figuring that it could have been hard to swing it, wait for something to connect.
Wow, the movement, they both jumped at the same time and fast fell at the same time.
That's the first time. Luckily, it was only a small feat of pay. Only hit it with the gyro, but now you have to get off of the ledge, get out of the side of the stage.
Oh no, who wins? Who wins? It was Mute! Mute survives, and Zomba loses the game! Mute comes in at 180 basically.
Oh, he's back, yeah! back. Whoa! Let's see. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
That wasn't ready. Like, fall back into the game, you know? He's just been all over him. He's gonna fight his way back. You have the right.
That's getting a real hit, actually. Up close.
Everything. Perfectly spaced man. Zomba thought he could put his hand on the cookie jar and take something out. It's too close. It's not your time yet.
Yeah, Mom just saw you do that. Uh-oh. There we go.
Not gonna get all the hits up there. That could have potentially been the game up there. He got it.
Uh-oh. Okay, we get a tech roll out. That's enough for Zomba to get a breath of fresh. Now Zomba tears away 2-1.
Always a bridesmaid and never a bride. That has been the story of MuteAce thus far. He's defeated some of the world's best, yet somehow that big major W has eluded him. Genesis 9, MuteAce got second. Circuit Day CFL 3, MuteAce got second. So many other close calls. Yet, Zomba has that it factor, that clutch gene. Multiple majors under his belt, on the verge of a reset. Can MuteAce clutch here and now?
Perfectly if he wants to get the stalk off first instead.
Oh no. Sometimes, you know, you see them just like kind of flash their shield, but they flash it at the wrong time. MuteAce with that delayed startup of the forward air. You know, it is honestly, it is kind of like Nair in terms of its startup and like the arcing of its hitbox. Like they're using it very similarly, but forward air kills so much earlier for Peach.
Yeah. Okay, MuteAce already last around the percent. That early combo that he got, start on the stand.
You know, it's a broad kit. There's so much we can do here. MuteAce is gonna have to mix it up. Oh, I have to reset to neutral ASAP. There's a fair
Game 5. One hit away. Can MuteAce find it, or will history repeat?
One straight opening from Zomba could be the worst thing that could possibly happen to him. And now you're at the ledge. Oh my God, these nairs from Zomba are so well placed. Up air, up tilt, 75% already, 77 now, and you're at the ledge. Be very careful how you get up, but you have to make a quick decision. That down tilt can reset everything. That back air, if you jump, that's it.
Yeah, if you jump, and if you don't angle your shield up at some point, because it was looking really small. Obviously, MuteAce is looking for the high recovery coverage, but I don't know. We got it. He's gonna be it.
Finally, the world will recognize the best Peach main in the world, MuteAce. While he's the master at patient play, on the other end of the spectrum is Cola, a man who's redefined aggression in Smash. Check out the video above. I'll see you there.